Welcome to aminacademy.com. In human anatomy and physiology, let us discuss about pituitary glands and hypothalamus. The pituitary gland and the hypothalamus act as a unit regulating the activity of the most of the other endocrine glands. The pituitary gland lies in the hypophyseal fossa of the sphenoid bone below the hypothalamus, to which it is attached by stalk. It is the size of pea, weighs about 500 mg, and consists of two main parts that originates from the different types of cells. The anterior pituitary is an upgrowth of glandular epithelium from the pharynx, and the posterior pituitary a downgrowth of nervous tissue from the brain. There is a network of nerve fibers between the hypothalamus and the posterior pituitary. Blood supply. Arterial blood. This is from branches of the internal carotid artery. The anterior lobe is supplied indirectly by the blood that already passed through a capillary bed in the hypothalamus, but the posterior lobe is supplied directly. Now we'll discuss further detail about pituitary gland and hypothalamus. Look at here. The hypothalamus and pituitary gland are two vital endocrine structures in the brain that work together to regulate many bodily functions. The hypothalamus, located above the pituitary gland, acts as a control center, sending signals, hormones that either stimulate or inhibit the pituitary hormone production. The pituitary in turn releases hormones that affect various organs and glands throughout the body. Hypothalamus. This hypothalamus is located here, situated below the thalamus and above the brain stem. The hypothalamus is small, almond-sized region of the brain. Function. It acts as the master regulator of the endocrine system, receiving signals from various brain regions and sending out regulatory hormones. What are the regulatory hormones? The hypothalamus releases both releasing and inhibiting hormones. These hormones travel to the pituitary gland via the bloodstream. Some other function. Beyond this, its role in hormone regulation, the hypothalamus also regulates body temperature, appetite, sleep cycles, and the autonomic nervous system. The hypothalamus is a small but crucial part of the brain located just below the thalamus. And above the pituitary gland. It plays a vital role in maintaining homeostasis, regulating various bodily functions through an influence on the endocrine and autonomic nervous system. The hypothalamus acts as a control center, receiving signals from various parts of the brain and body and then directing the pituitary gland, which in turn regulates other endocrine glands. What is pituitary gland? Your pituitary gland is a small pea-sized endocrine gland located at the base of your brain below your hypothalamus. It releases several important hormones and controls the function of many other endocrine system glands. Location. It's located at the base of the brain just below the hypothalamus and connected to it by nerve fibers, blood vessels. function, often called the master gland. The pituitary gland produces and releases hormones that control the activity of other endocrine glands, anterior and posterior lobes. The pituitary glands has two main ports, the anterior parts, the anterior lobe and posterior lobe. What is anterior lobe? Its hormone production is regulated by releasing and inhibiting hormones from the hypothalamus. Posterior lobe, it stores and releases hormones synthesized in the hypothalamus such as oxytocin and vasopressin hormone. The pituitary gland releases a variety of hormones that affect growth, metabolism, blood pressure, reproduction, and other vital functions. Hormones are chemical messengers produced by a gland in the endocrine system that travel through the bloodstream to target organs and tissues, regulating various bodily functions. They play crucial roles in growth, development, metabolism, sexual function, reproduction, and mood. What are the relationship between hypothalamus and pituitary? The hypothalamus and pituitary glands are closely linked, forming a critical control center for many bodily functions. The hypothalamus, a region of the brain, regulates the pituitary gland, which then releases hormones that influence other endocrine glands and various bodily processes. The hypothalamus and pituitary gland work in a close feedback loop. Hypothalamus detects changes in the body and sends signals to the pituitary to adjust hormone production accordingly. This intricate system ensures that hormone levels are maintained within a narrow range, contributing to overall homeostasis. So far, we discussed about pituitary gland and hypothalamus. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.